So what I have here is what I would take with me if it was the apocalypse, combat, whatever it may be. This would be my edged tool loadout, with the exception of maybe having a Spetsnaz shovel, a large hammer, or something of that nature for breaching. This would be what I would have on my body, on my person. Into the world apocalypse, maybe add a BK9 to this. I think I would take the BK9 over the Tarava Scrama. It's the 240, I believe. But great balance, killer chopper. The only thing about this is the steel, the heat treat on this, it's softer than Charmin. I mean, this stuff is soft. That being said, love working with this blade, dude. Choking up on it. This thing is just, it's badass. There's tons of reviews on it. It needs no introduction from this old hillbilly. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just knock these off from right to left. First one, another blade that needs no real formal introduction. This is the Winkler belt knife. This blade, near and dear to my heart. One of my favorites, if not my favorite knife in my collection. And most of that has to do with the ergos, to be honest, not even the lore behind Winkler and the brand itself. It's really the ergos of this knife are pretty exceptional. You'd look at it and think it was just a pattern off an old trapper knife maybe, but once you put it in hand, you can see all the R&D and science that went into this blade. And then when you hear the story, Daniel sits down and talks about it a few times, given interviews, and what went into this blade, the making of this with naval special warfare, and the different iterations of the knife and everything being exactly where it's supposed to be. And look at that filing work, the jimping on that with that thumb ramp. I mean, my God, this thing lends itself. You could do, of course, another knife, bunch of reviews on, but I love it. I've actually reprofiled mine. I got a 13, like a 12.5, 13 degree edge on this. 80 CRV2, it can handle it, plus the heat treat he puts on this. He puts a liquid salt. I don't claim to understand it, but I believe these are 61, 62 HRC. Rubber handle, bloody hand, will not slip. Thing about this rubber handle that I do not like, it's a big deal actually because it makes me not carry this blade. The only way I can carry it is horizontal carry. The rubber handle, it sticks on everything, man. So you're worried about your knife printing. I've got that all figured out with different ways, but the issue is not printing with this. This rubber grabs every type of fabric, everything. So you'll have this in the small of your back, whatever it may be. You bend over, even move, and your shirt gets snagged on this, and it outlines the handle of the knife, and it just prints like all get out. It's uncomfortable as shit too. It's like having a piece of flypaper on you. So there's that, but other than that, I love it. Next will be another Winkler in that Apocalypse lineup of mine. This is the Ridgeline hatchet. Again, with the rubber handle, I wanted the matching theme, getting bougie like that. But especially on this, man. Again, give and take with the rubber handle. Absolutely indestructible, super grippy. But if you were to work with this all day without gloves, you will get hot spots with this rubber. You know what I mean? Rubbing on you. No pun intended. But man, this thing is awesome. Look at that. It's actually got the largest head or cutting. It's got the largest cutting area of any of Winkler's axes. It's pretty big. I think it's like 3 inches, but he made this the largest. I think that's called the beard of the axe. I could be wrong on that. Also, we got the spike tip. This is fantastic for breaking stuff apart in the woods. Got applications too, turning over stumps and stuff like that, I guess. But really, this is a great breaching tool, rescue tool, things like that, or open up the cranium tool for sure. Anything soft and squishy, this is going to be a nightmare too, right? So love it, choke up on it, everything, which way from Sunday, but really this is an excellent weapon slash tool. Again, the apocalypse theme. Next would be, this is my EDC defensive blade. I carry this knife every single day. This is my half-face blades Humnit. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Human intelligence is what that stands for. Andrew down at Half Face Blades is a SEAL, retired making knives down in San Diego. I absolutely love this knife. I will do a full review on this. I just wanted to carry it a little while longer. It's been on my appendix for better part of 4 months now, 3 months, and I mean, I just can't say enough about the grip on this is fantastic. In 40 years of collecting knives, I have never felt a knife married to my hand quite like this. You look at that, and that's in that Pakal grip. You can also flip over, and you could do some aggressive cutting with this. I mean, it depends. Your mileage may vary. This knife, for me, this doesn't touch anything. This knife sits there razor, scary, hair-popping sharp. Right there in my appendix. It is a defensive tool. All right, it doesn't open packages, anything like that. The next knife on the list does that. So, Half Face Blades Humnit. This is my fast defensive tactical blade on the kit. Next, quick EDC / also defensive, of course. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 Salt Edition Magna Cut with the G10 Caribbean texture. I believe that's called Scales. Guys, I've always been a Spidey fan. I've owned Spydercos forever. They're my favorite folding knife brand by far. This is absolutely a masterpiece in their catalog. I mean, this is in my opinion, the ultimate Spidey. This takes everything that Spyderco does well and jams it into one knife. And like I said, this is a great EDC blade. Any chore, heavy, hard use knife, but also with that thumb ramp jimping and the way the ergos are on this is a deadly fighting knife. Deadly lightweight, fast in hand, razor sharp laser blade, and this thing locks in. You are not taking this out of my hand. You're going to have to cut my fucking hand off to take it off. Excuse my language, but it ain't coming out. Reverse grip, Pakal, of course, but really the Spideys, the shine and the saber grip, or as some call it, the handshake grip, they really, I mean, you can get your Filipino knife work drills in with this thing just marvelously. That being said, on my kit, what I carry this for day to day, being that I have the Humnit as my defensive blade, this is my utility knife, right? And being that it's the apocalypse, the number one knife out of all of these I went to last, but the one, if I only could choose one of these on this table, and it was the apocalypse, I would pick the Leatherman Wave. And that would be all day, twice on Sunday. The versatility that I have with this Leatherman tool is bar none. Head and shoulders above everything else on this table. Is it the best defensive? No, it's the worst by far in a defensive role. As far as tool features set, obviously it's number one. But the versatility that this brings and the capability is really the word, is why it's the number one choice. Especially in a shit hits the fan scenario or, grid down scenario. This is king. This is king. Getting vehicles started, opening doors. I mean, this is a key. It's a everything all in one. It's cooking tool. It's a mechanic. It's all of it. So those are my 5. That is my 5 edge tools that I would want to have in the apocalypse. I'm going to name them off again. Winkler belt knife, Winkler Ridgeline hatchet, both in rubber handle. Next, my defensive blade. Actually, this is my EDC defensive knife. I carry every single day. This is the Half Face Blades Humnit 3-inch without the sharpened edge here. That's just the false edge. Then we have the Spyderco Salt, Paramilitary 2 Salt, that is, in Magna Cut with the Caribbean G10 compression lock. Thing of beauty. And then, of course, good old Leatherman wave. And I failed to mention, pretty obvious, this is all the murdered out stuff, guys. Gangsta, murder out all the way. Deuces.